Good morning. Our hand today is going to be Queen Jack of Clubs. We act second. We open raise. Um, small blind calls, big blind min raises, and then both of us call. I believe that is a min raise. So let's talk about it. So here's our raise. Raise first in range. Once villain rebets us, though, our range is really going to tighten up. Normally, this would probably be a fold because I think we're typically getting the raises from a later position. We're going to be out of position throughout the entire hand, but this player is raising it from the blinds. So when we call, we're going to have basically the best position possible in this hand, which is actually a good thing, and it makes our hand more likely to call. However, we do recognize that when we raise, we are representing some pretty good strength here, because we're raising from early position. So all of a sudden, when we get 3-bet, that hand typically represents something a little bit better, usually. So I think we're going to be tightening up against just regular opponents. We're going to be tightening up. It's tough to know what all is going to be happening. So I think versus like a GTO play, we're calling with something like this. However, with this min raise and looking at his stats at 55, 14, 7, I think this is something where we're probably going to expand our range a bit, and not worry so much about so I think we had those ace 5, ace 4 playing GTO per se. So I think we're going to be calling with the range something like that. Of course, like kings plus ace king, I think those are going to be standard raises at this point. But I think we're going for I don't think maybe we don't. I don't think we probably do those. So we're adding in a couple more hands, a couple more pocket pairs, a couple more suited broadways. That ace queen off, just kind of balance a guy against a guy that's probably doing this wide, a little bit wide. And with that main raise, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be super strong. Next player here, he limped and then he called. He called last. We can look at his range. I think the important thing here is the 3-bet range: 7s plus, ace queen suited plus, ace 5, king jack suited, ace jack off, queen jack off. With the queen jack and the ace 5 suited, kind of suggests that this guy can 3-bet quite a bit. We have called 2-bets from the blind range. A lot of those we get called 3-bets out of position with various hands. So I think when we look down to this player, I'm going to give him credit for raising or 3-betting 10s plus, ace queen plus, ace jack suited, ace 4, ace 5. So I think this is probably his calling range. And then when everyone bets, or when you get that 3-bet, I'm basically going to leave it the same. He's only has to call 2 more. If he called 2 big bets with this range, he's probably going to call 2 more. Now this gets to our last player. What is he 3-betting with? And this guy is a bit harder. So we do have some information on him. Basically 2 hands: ace 4 suited and ace 10 off. Ace 10 off seems strange. I think he could probably do one of these min 3-bets with like queens plus, all those hands. Maybe like ace 4, ace 5. We're gonna recognize that he didn't really raise like a typical raise size. So I'm gonna exclude like queens plus ace king. Kind of give him a hand that looks something like that. I think queens plus ace king would make the raise up to like 8, 9, 10 big blinds, and would not just do min bets. So we're gonna go with that range. I think we're good. I think our ranges are good. So we see 10, 6, 3. We've got backdoor straight draw. We've got flush draw. That looks pretty good for us. probably doesn't hit him a whole lot. So here, oops. Ooh, I didn't catch that. We're gonna have to modify it. So he only had four big blinds. So we're gonna go ahead and add those back. And since he has that, we're basically going to open up his range here. We're gonna give him all of those. He's playing because he is very short stacked. I did not catch that. Let's not do suited kings. And then this makes our call a little bit more reasonable. And we're going to add our pocket pairs back in here. I'm basically going to add everything back in here. Yeah, I think even if I had like aces or kings or ace king, I probably just called to try to get him along, because if I just raised, I'm not getting any more from this guy. So I think we're reasonable. I think we're reasonable here. I forgot. I didn't pay attention to the sizing. All right, so now let's go through. Villain 5 checks. It's on us. We are heads up. This guy is basically all in. So in a lot of ways, we do have initiative. So I think we're looking at gut shots, flush draws. That's 17%. If we say top pair plus, that gives us 29%. We need more draws. Yeah, we could probably do those pocket pairs. I don't like the pocket pairs below the top pairs. You know, sevens, eights, nines. I think those are going to be good checks, good checking range. But I think with our two card backdoor flush draw and our overcards, I think we're dealing with like a queen jack. I think we could go for. Let's see here. Let's see that. We got queen jack. I'd say jack nine. I think the gut shots, those are already have the gut shots. Maybe like ace four, ace five. We're gonna do like ace king. Those are two card backdoor flush draws. That's 30. And the top pairs. I think we like leave like ace 10, 8, king 10. I think queen 10, jack 10, 10, 9 could all be checks. It's 24. We need more bluffs. I don't know. I think, yeah, we do need probably more. So I think we're like going to have to add some more of these junky hands. I mean, adding the ace kings, maybe the ace queens. And that gives us balanced. I think we pressure this guy and then we're basically going for 15 for the 15. So I think here we're betting. We could probably bet 10, 2/3. It seems a little high for this position, but I do think we should be betting. I don't think we should be checking here. So I'm going to say that's a mistake here. We should be betting. We're betting because, again, person's all in. Let's get this going. Okay. We are going to do that. And we're going to take those out. Okay. So we're going to go with this. This was just, and we still have too much. I don't know what all we have, but oh, and we've got all of those still. There we go. That's better. That makes sense. So I think we should be betting here. Take the lead. If we get called, we get called. I'd rather get this guy out and go heads up versus villain 6 and try to spike a jack or a queen, or like running straights or flush draw or whatever. So villain now checks again. So this guy called. We went check, and now it's bet it. It's his lead again. I think his set's gonna be betting here. I think at this point though, I think that's the only hand that we could eliminate is the set. So it's on us again. We already missed our bet. We don't have. Oops. Hold on. Let's go King of Hearts. Yeah, I think his set's going to be betting. I think his 2 pairs going to be betting too. I think top pair is probably just going to be checking. But I think set and 2 pair are going to bet. So those are going to be the hands that we exclude. It comes back to us. We could definitely have a top pair type hand. We could be betting here a little bit for value, which I do think we should be. Again, don't have a whole lot of draws. We got a gut shot now. In our checking range, I should say. And then basically top pair, maybe we throw in like some of these weaker pairs just kind of as a semi bluff. If we get called, I mean that's still most of them. It would have to be like 100% bet here. So what do? I check, and again, I think this is looking as like a very weakly played hand. I think we bet top pair. I think we bet our gut shot. And that kind of leaves like middle pair is still, well, actually probably a pocket pair and the middle pair as our checking hand here. Get rid of that. And I think those are probably all that we'll have in this hand. I think that other 25% would have been a bet after we had checked. Queen of Spades comes out. I really don't think there's any value in betting here. We get him to fold. Who cares? I mean, if we bet, what is he going to call with? I think he had the opportunity to bet. He's had 3 opportunities to bet. Actually, I should say 2. The flop isn't going to count, but he had the opportunity to bet the turn and the river, and he chose not to. I think on this play, he bets the straight, the 2 pair probably. I think top pair might actually go for a little bit of value, maybe not all of them. Let's just say the top ones. Let's say King Jack. So he's got the rest of these top pair hands. And then middle pair, I think he has all of those, 78%. So if we bet, he's probably folding everything except the middle pair and the top pair, which is 20-some%. But we beat those. The only hands we don't beat are the top pair hands that he has. So I think we just check behind. With how we play, we check behind. So everyone shows their hand. Villain has Queen Jack. Yeah, we have that in his range. It's one of those nothing hands, I believe. Oh, middle pair. Yep, Queen Jack off. This guy has Ace 4, so it just kind of makes sense that he has it, but he was all in to begin with. And, we basically split the pot. You know, we split the pot. So I don't really like how I played this hand at all. I really don't. I think we should be betting the flop. Um, yeah, I understand villain was all in, but we had and we don't necessarily have the initiative, but we did have the initiative before the guy shoved all in for a min raise. Um, so I think we should have led the flop and took the initiative. We bet the flop, we bet the turn. Um, when the river gets there, with the queen, we probably bet again. Um, at that point, no, probably we check behind because we picked up a value hand. Um, I think any flush draws that misses 4-5. If he played a 4-5 for the open ender that misses, he's not going to call that. Yeah, he could call with a 10, but I think it becomes harder for him to call again when you have two overs come. So I think you could bet or check that river, but I do think we should be leading. So let's get some notes. So this guy calls EP2 3 big blind RFI and call big blinds 3 bet to 5 big blind in small blind with a queen hearts jack of diamonds. He is out of position. Check, check, check on 10 of spades, 6 of clubs, 3 of clubs, king of hearts, queen of spades. All right, and then this guy will just take a note. He min raise all in to 5 big blind to 5 big blind in big blind versus EP2 3 big blind RFI with ace 4 hearts. All right, so hopefully you enjoy this hand. We split it. I don't like how I played it. I think we missed being aggressive, and I think we needed to be aggressive to try to win the spot. We had a lot of ways to win. The 10 could hit us. Villain has a lot of hands that he's going to have to get rid of. Our range is tighter than his. We should be attacking. We should be betting, and we didn't do that. We did not do that. So, still learning, still working on the game. Hopefully you learned something. If you do, look tomorrow for another one.